Welcome to the eCommerce Badassery Podcast, the place for scrappy entrepreneurs who want to learn actionable steps and strategies to grow the traffic, sales, and profit in your e-commerce business. I'm your host, Jessica Totillo-Coster, a 20-year retail veteran and former brick-and-mortar boutique owner who spent 3 years as the only employee of a 7-figure online store. That shit was crazy. I know exactly how it feels to do all the things, and I'm sharing everything I learned the hard way so you don't have to. I may have started this business by accident, but supporting badass bosses like you lights me the fuck up, and I am so stoked to see you grow. Are you ready, babe? Let's roll. Welcome back to the eCommerce Badassery Podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Totillo-Coster. Have you ever Googled yourself? Did this a couple weeks ago. I had a very specific reason why I did it at the time, but I honestly can't remember what it is. It doesn't actually matter. In that process, I stumbled across a podcast episode from a few years ago. It was of another business owner mentioning my podcast in her episode. Specifically, she referenced the episode where I talked about building a boring business and avoiding shiny objects. First, this is a reminder that even when you think no one is paying attention to you and what you're saying online, they actually are, so just keep showing up. But that's not why I'm talking about this today. In that episode, she talked about how she is a lover of shiny objects. She loves starting new things, and when she was initially preparing herself for an upcoming quarterly planning meeting with her team, she had a lot of shiny objects in mind. Then she heard my episode and instead decided to focus on improving what they already had in their business. When she went into that meeting and told her team the goal for the next quarter, they lit up. They were so excited about getting to put their energy into perfecting what they were already doing versus starting something new from scratch. And honestly, hearing her talk about this just validated everything I try and do on a daily basis for my people. My number one goal is to help you identify what you can ignore and remove from your to-do list. You know, those projects and ideas that feel productive but aren't, or at least aren't right now. This came up recently in the lounge too. And honestly, this comes up constantly in the lounge. It's literally what the program was built for. But this particular conversation stood out because it was in reference to Q4, and it's just a common struggle for business owners. So one of our members was talking about things that she was working on, and most of them were focused on updates and experiences for her website, like new product listings. She was creating a gift finder quiz, something I recommend to you guys. And these are all good things when you have the traffic to support it. In her case, she's not getting a lot of traffic to her site right now because she's been mostly focused on in-person. And without budget to invest in paid ads, there was no way she was going to increase traffic enough to make a material difference in her Q4 results. So I recommended she pause or pull back on the on-site things she was planning and instead strategize for how to make the most of the in-person events she was going to be at. For example, selling more units in person through bundles, growing her email list, bringing those in-person shoppers back in the new year to shop on her website with an intentional bounce back offer, and partnering with her local biz friends for some collaborations. Now, does this mean that she should never do those other things? No. But should she be doing them right now? Also no. It can be a really thin line between putting things off because you're overwhelmed or avoiding something and being intentional about what you're focusing on at any given moment. And I don't expect you to always know the difference. Sometimes it's obvious, most of the time it's not. So if you're sitting there wondering, okay, Jessica, but how do I know what I should actually be doing right now? Let me give you a few simple parameters that you can use for a gut check. First things first, if you don't have traffic, you need traffic. Nothing you do on your website is going to save you if no one is showing up. And if you're not sure what enough traffic is, do the math. For every 100 visitors to your site, you can expect 1 sale on average. Now, if you do have traffic, then you want to optimize the experience. making sure your website's easy to navigate, making it really easy for people to say yes, and being intentional about increasing your average order value. If you're in front of people in person, you need to leverage the shit out of that. Like we talked about, bundles, bounce backs, email collection, partnerships, all of it. If your email is your best converting channel, email those people more. Seriously, show up in their inbox. It's the easiest win you have. And if you're not sure what works, look at your data. Your business is already telling you where to put your energy. You just have to listen. And here's the kicker. If something on your to-do list right now doesn't feel like the right thing to do, you're allowed to pause it. Even if you already spent time on it, even if you already half built the quiz, half wrote the emails, half designed the new homepage. It doesn't mean you never do it. It just means you don't do it right now, because timing, capacity, and results matter. And if you're listening to this in real time, right before the holidays, prioritization matters more than anything. The truth is, most of us wildly overestimate what we can get done in a short burst and totally underestimate what we can accomplish over time. You do not have to sprint your way into burnout trying to do everything all at once. Focus on the thing that will actually move the needle today. That's it. That's the whole strategy. And if figuring out the right thing at the right time feels impossible, that's exactly why the lounge exists. That's what we do inside every day. I help you sort the shiny shit from the needle movers, and we get you focused on stuff that's actually going to grow your business without burning you out. I know that this season, every season, can feel overwhelming. Trust me, I've sat behind the scenes of enough brands to know how crazy things can get. But overwhelm doesn't lead to good decisions. So this is your permission slip to keep it simple, to stay in your lane, to control the things you can control, to ignore the shiny objects. And trust that it is the boring, consistent, intentional work that actually creates long-term growth. And I'm going to leave you with this. Sometimes the most powerful strategy is to do less. And I will continue to repeat that message to you over and over and over again so that you never forget. And on that note, I'm out. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a kick-ass rest of your week, and I'll see you on the flip side. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you want to learn more about growing your e-commerce business, get started with my free resource library at ecommercebadassery.com/free stuff and get an invite to the lounge, my e-commerce marketing membership. When you're ready for one-on-one support, apply to work with me at ecommercebadassery.com/apply. Before you go, would you do me a quick favor? Leave a rating and review and tap that follow button. This pushes me up the chart so I can support more scrappy e-commerce entrepreneurs just like you. I'm on a mission to reach as many as I can, and I could really use your help. Thanks so much in advance. Until next time, e-commerce friend, stay badass.